Jonathan here, the founder of GalenAI. I wanted to give a demo of the platform and its capability and its limitations, as well as how does it work from big picture. So if you go to galenai.co, you will basically see this website. Anything that I'll do today, you can do yourself. You just need to make an account. So if you go here, right, the way it works in a big picture is that Galen, value prop is that it gives you instant and truthful answers for drug and clinical questions. The way it does that is by using three different AI models actually combined to structure the data and gives you a truthful natural language answer. So the first is a fine-tuned Skybird model. The goal of this model is it extracts relevant drug and medical information from the questions. And this is really mimics how I would, as a pharmacist, would understand the questions before attempting to respond. The second is a semantic search model, and this model, with the help of the first one, bolds relevant text from our database and information sources and compares the question to any potential relevant text. And usually it identifies like 2 to 3 paragraphs or studies where the answer to that question will be in. The last model is GPT-4, and it takes that relevant text that contains the answer, right? And we call that the truthful context, and it gives us a natural language answer. So that's how it really works from a big picture. And the way, ideally, this is all done to make sure that GPT-4 does not hallucinate and only gives you answers based on real references, and it gives you the references in the same time, so you can also double check that answer. So I'll show you how it works in a second. So if we go here, right, we have two products. First is clinical query. That's basically anything goes. You can ask any clinical questions, it'll give you the answer. And the stewardship AI. And the stewardship is a focused version of clinical query where it only answers about antimicrobial stewardship. So we'll get to see it in a minute. So if we go to clinical query, right, and I'm going to go ahead and ask a question that traditional drug information sources would struggle with, and obviously GPT-4 would struggle with, but GalenAI would answer greatly. So if we say, what is the dose of Imaginex, right? So Imaginex is a gene therapy. It just got approved. There's just not enough information out there about it. So it's not in any traditional drug information source. And obviously GPT-4 does not have information because it just got approved. So if we click search, it gives us the dose right here as a one-liner that would be helpful to physicians, nurses, pharmacists who are using that tool. And in GPT-4, as expected, it struggled because again, this drug was just approved, so it doesn't have that information. And this is like summary of the references and the full context. Now, as pharmacists, we love to see, as a pharmacist myself, I love to see full references and full context. So if I click here, right, it gives me where that information came from. We have a review trial here, we have another review trial here, and then we have an actual randomized study. And I can say, you know what, that's great. I actually want to read the full text of this article. And I can click here and I can just read the full text from PubMed. So the references is right there for you to kind of check out. So this is the clinical query. Now, one of the struggles of AI and why sometimes it's inappropriate to use it in a clinical setting is that you cannot stop it from answering questions that it does not know the answer to, right? It does not know how to say, I do not know. But with GalenAI, that problem is solved. So for example, if I type in, how can I make an HTML button, for example, has nothing to do with clinical care, right? Just a random question. So if I ask it that, the model would tell you, hey, this question is out of scope of the training data. So I cannot give you an answer because I don't have the data, the truthful data to give you an answer to that. Or if I can, for example, say, what is the eligibility criteria for CMR, some billing or regulation thing. Again, related to medical care, but again, has nothing really to do with what the data that GalenAI is trained on. Again, this is out of scope and it will not give you the answer. So that's basically clinical query out of a nutshell. Instant clinical answered that's powered by AI. Instead of you going in and reading 2,000, 3,000 words essay to kind of get the answer, Galen AI gives you the answer instantly. For stewardship AI, it's exactly the same concept, but it's structured to just be about antibiotics. So, if I say, hey, UTI, what's the treatment for UTI? And this is all optional, I can fill it, but just to keep it simple for this demo, if I click UTI, here we go. Macrobid twice a day or Bactrim for 3 days. Exactly the answer that I would give as a pharmacist. Um, and that's basically how Galen AI works in a nutshell. It is available for free. You can go and try it. You get 5 tries, and then it renews on a weekly basis. So you can keep it free forever and always use it. And you can have it for your own organization as well, where you can include your own data as a health system, a hospital, an urgent care, a physician office. When you have specific clinical documents and care docs that you want the answer to come from, instead of coming from our data. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. It's again on the website, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.